So I'm gonna start that right now. Welcome to the team call. My name is Carly. I'm the CEO and founder of Team Root to Rise. If you guys don't know me, we co-host these calls together. Cassie, Built, and I, we're success partners, have been for, like 2 years now, I feel like. And we love co-hosting these together. Her strengths are definitely my weaknesses, and some of my strengths are some of her weaknesses. So it's always fun to bounce off of, ideas from people in this business who are going to have different strengths than you. And I literally start these calls every single time with like, if you guys don't have a success partner that's like pushing you forward in this business, like find a success partner. And if she quits, it's okay, because I've had like 5 success partners quit on me, and you just keep moving forward, because if your why is big enough, you're not going to get offended by somebody like quitting or not having big goals like you, right? Because like we have a vision for our life. We have a why that's rooted deep enough to like not let other people's opinions affect us, right? So always be on the lookout for somebody who's going to level up alongside you. It makes this business way, way more fun. But anyways, we're going to do some recognition before we hop into the meat of this call and I introduce our speaker. But I'm just going to shout out the SC board. Actually, Cassie, I'll let you start it off because I need to open mine up.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Okay, awesome. I just posted the SC doc, so I don't know how many people have actually filled this out on my team, but we have Darby at SC2 plus 1 new coach, Cassidy Miller, SC2 plus 1 new coach, and then me, SC2 plus 1 new coach. So it is the 7th day of the month, and I just want to let you guys know that we are always in the trenches with you guys. I think it's easy to look at coaches who have been doing this for a while like me, or have a bigger following, think it comes easy, but I've been grinding. Like I've sent hundreds of invites, hundreds of reach outs, hundreds of follow-ups, and I'm at SC2. So don't get discouraged, guys. It'll happen. You have to have like a mindset of abundance, and you have to know that every no brings you closer to a yes. And there are going to be hard months, and that's just the way it is. So, I've literally been working my ass off, and I'm at SC2. So don't get discouraged and think that it's just you. It's not. Some months are harder than others,
All right, at the top of ours. Oh, look who it is. Leanna Swords at SC8 and 4 new coaches. I'm at SC6 and 2 new coaches. Jesse Holden, SC4 and 2 new coaches. Kara Genovese, SC2 and 1 new coach. And Kara's also our newest Diamond coach. Congratulations, girl. If you're on here, she freaking crushed it. I think she hit Diamond in, 2 months, I think. Just came out of gate swinging. Ashley Dotson, SC2, 1 new coach. Jenny Martin, SC2, 1 new coach. Apples, SC2, 1 new coach. Jordan Bowman, SC2. Alex Burse, SC2 and 1 new coach. Maria Garcia, SC2 and 1 new coach, and Caitlin Fordham, SC2 and 1 new coach. And guys, just a reminder, it's the end of a really long holiday weekend for the 4th of July. People are probably coming home feeling fat and happy. Like I'm feeling happy, but like I also ate cake today. This is a perfect time to post a call to action, a before and after picture. Talk about your story. Talk about how on Mondays you used to like restart a diet or try something new, and know that like we're showing up tomorrow and we're just getting right back into our workouts. We're getting right back into our meal plans, and we're not like stressing out about the fact that like, oh my gosh, like maybe I gained a pound over the weekend, like this is a lifestyle. Talk about that. Tell other people about it. And tonight literally could be, I have a before and after literally ready to go with a caption on my phone that I'm going to share directly after this call. So I hope that you guys are all going to share one as well. With that being said, I'm going to open up the call to Leanna and her team. So I'm going to give a little background, and then we're going to go through some questions. Leanna and her husband Chad are going to share, and also Leanna's Diamond coaches are going to share. But first off, Leanna is a 4-star Diamond coach of mine. She has absolutely crushed this business, especially just the first half of 2019. I was talking to her about this like when we were prepping for this call last June. I believe it was May or June at this time. She had just messaged me and been like, okay, I'm really scared. I just became a Diamond coach, but I'm going to quit my job as a barista and just like go all in with coaching. And literally 1 year ago, and now they're in 4-star qualifications. She's already pre-qualified for Premier. She's pushing really hard to become an elite coach, and she already basically has it in the bag. But I've just seen Leanna like grow so much over the past, maybe like 2 years that you've been actively coaching, 3 years that you've actually been a coach. But guys, like, and this isn't talking down on Leanna, but like when she joined, she was just a client of mine who was running a lot, trying to figure out how to find a healthy lifestyle. And I literally had to have a Zoom call with her for like an hour, like convincing her, like, you should buy a challenge pack and join one of my fitness groups. Like, it would be so amazing. Like, I believe in you. We literally met over Instagram. She lives in Michigan. I'm from Seattle. We had mutual friends through Kev and Jamie. So that's kind of, I think, why social media connected us. But I also want to say, like, it took Leanna like 6 months to hit Emerald. It took her like a while for her to even decide if like she was gonna coach or she was good enough to coach or she could coach. So it's just so cool to see, like, everyone has a story, you guys. Everyone starts somewhere. And Leanna's uber successful just because she decided to be. Like, she decided to put the work in. She decided to believe in herself. And I mean, I can go back to the call that we were talking about last week. Like, I wish I could jump into each of your guys' hearts and souls and decide for you that you're worthy of success in this business and you're worthy of creating that life of freedom or whatever you want out of this business, but I can't do it for you, right? You have to put in the work. You have to read the personal development. You have to share the posts. You have to dive into your meal plan and your workouts. So I'm just like so honored to have Leanna speaking for you guys tonight. Outside of coaching, she's also going to be a bridesmaid in my wedding. She's one of my bestest friends. We've traveled like all over the world this year together, which is crazy. We've been like, California, Washington, Florida, all over the Caribbean. We're meeting in Indy next week. Like, it's just crazy what can happen when you just like go all in. And I hope that your guys' coaches become some of your bestest friends too, because it's just so fun. Okay, I'm going to stop yapping. Leanna's going to actually wait. What's the order of this call? So we're just going to introduce each of you guys. So Leanna, you can introduce yourself first, and then we'll go through the line. And then as you guys go, you can just unmute yourself and introduce yourselves as well. So Leanna, you can start it off.
Thank you so much. That was literally the sweetest introduction. I'm like, reading through all these comments. But anyways, hi guys, I'm Leanna, and when I first started coaching, I was actually still in school, so I'm just going to talk about like my start. And then I became a barista because I dropped out of school and pursued my yoga teacher training. So like when I started coaching, I was doing all of those jobs. But now I'm a full-time coach, and yeah, is that like the only questions I think there were? I think, who is going to go next? Alex or no? Yeah, Alex.
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Alex. So before coaching, I am a full-time yoga instructor, plant-based chef, and energy healer. So I was pretty busy when I decided to start coaching. And, I dove into this full force. I didn't decide to try this out and see like if it would work. I knew that if I was going to sign up, I needed to put in the work and build a business. So I think that was like my motivating force, that I just was like, I was ready to do it. I was kind of burnt out from working all these different jobs, all sort of in like the same healing field, like teaching people how to take care of themselves, but I was just running in so many different directions. So coaching seemed like a single platform where I could take all of my skills. My top tips for hitting diamond, give yourself a deadline. I signed up in October, started coaching in November, and I gave myself—
Actually, I'm going to stop you. Let's go through all the introductions, and then we'll go back and ask you guys each the questions.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So I think it's Heather who's up next.
Kelsey was actually, can you guys hear me? Yeah, okay. Kelsey was actually the next one to hit diamond, but because he already introduced me, I will go next. So hi guys, my name is Heather. I hit diamond probably about 2 months ago now. I am a full-time server and working like crazy with that right now. I'm on 60 hours a week probably with that, or like 40 to 60 hours a week, as well as coaching. So I'm getting really run down a lot and just being very meticulous with my time. But doesn't matter how busy you are. Like I always look at the coaches who have like 4 kids or 6 kids running around, and I couldn't even imagine that. So they have it a lot worse off than I do for sure. When I signed up, I was watching Leanna for like 6 months. I was in Australia and I was unable to sign up because Beachbody doesn't reach Australia. So I had to watch her for forever being like, oh my goodness, I can do this. I want to do this. Like, I want to help people. I want to build a life of my dreams. So as soon as I knew I was hitting stepping foot on Canadian soil, I was like, yeah, I'm doing it. So I ran full force with this. I honestly didn't even think the workouts would really work for me. Like I took my yoga teacher training. I did yoga every day for an hour. I ran at the gym for an hour every day, and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And so when I hit Canadian soil, I signed up with Beachbody. I signed up at a yoga studio, and I signed up to do the gym, and I ended up quitting or canceling the other 2 because Beachbody got me such good results. So I just absolutely fell in love with everything about it. The company, like Leanna and all the girls, the workouts, the nutrition programs, like completely changed every aspect of my life. And I'm just like so obsessed with all of it.
Okay, I'm next. I don't know why, Heather, you're still big on my screen. Oh well. Hey Heather. Hey guys, I am Kelsey and I am a stay-at-home mom. When I started with Beachbody, I actually worked part-time. My husband and I were on opposite schedules, so I was literally going to work in the morning, coming home, passing him for like 30 minutes in the day, and that was really, really exhausting because we were like single parenting, and it was awful. So when I signed up with Beachbody, I honestly wasn't planning on taking coaching like full force. I was like, yeah, I'll see what it's about. I'll complete my first program and then we'll see if I get good results, whatever. I didn't believe in it at all. And like Heather said, I got bomb results. I was in a really bad spot when I started with Beachbody. I was suffering from postpartum depression, really, really bad. I had suffered for about a year and a half from it. And honestly, Beachbody was like my saving grace. It was my last resort. I was like, look, nothing is working. I tried everything. This is my last resort. If this does not work, I don't know what I'm going to do, because I was in such a dark place. And seeing what happened doing these programs, I was like, oh my God, I found so much healing through it. And of course, I can't say like everything's totally healed and that I don't have bad days, but like it's been such a mindset shift. And so once I went through that, I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can freaking do this. So I just ran with it full force. And like I said, I'm a mom of a 2-year-old who's usually on the team calls with me, but my hubby's home, so he's watching him right now. Usually his naked butt is like in everyone's camera, so everyone just sees him all the time. But other than that, I'm a wife and I lead worship as well. So I've got a very, very busy life outside of just Beachbody. But, you know, if you want it bad, you'll make it work. So that's my little introduction.
Oh my gosh, no, I was just saying it, but like literally you guys are like all Leanna. Like it's so crazy how good Leanna is like branding, because it's like I hear her voice and like all of you guys and just like what you guys are passionate about, and like I just went all in, like I just did it. But it's like so cool that again you guys all have different stories too. That's amazing. So I'll open up the next question and we can start it with Leanna, and then we can go around in that same kind of order. So what motivated each of you guys most to hit Diamond?
Hello again. So for me, obviously, like Carly said, when I was first like starting out, I was a really slow like runner. I was probably a walker like when I first started. Emerald took me forever, and I literally remember being in like a Push to Diamond group the end of, I think it was like November or December, and Carly was just like, build an emerald. Like if nobody's popping emerald, like build somebody. And so I was like, oh, like I can do that. I don't know why. It's like, I knew that I could do that, but it's like, you have to just like take ownership and choose to actually do that and do everything that you absolutely can in order to make Diamond happen. And I think the coolest thing is like I had some girls step up and they were kind of like hobby coaches and they hit Emerald like probably a month or two later. But like what I wish I could have told myself going back in time, and what I've told all my coaches now, is that you don't have to wait on anybody. Like it's your business, you're the CEO. So like if you really want Diamond to happen, if you really want to make this business like your living, and whether it's full-time or part-time, like whatever, it doesn't matter, but like whether you want it to be an income source or not, then you have to hit Diamond, and you can choose to make it happen by literally signing up, 2 people and then building those emeralds by just signing up more people under them. So I didn't even do that my first time when I hit Diamond, but all the other diamonds I've built, like now that's always my focus and always what I'm doing, just doing exactly like everything you possibly can to make it happen.
Me? Okay. So what motivated me most to hit Diamond, I guess, just when you first start, you just hear about Diamond, like this, it's this stepping stone in your business that you need to reach. So I wanted to build my business, and I want this to be my full-time gig as soon as possible. So I just did what I was told, honestly. I was super motivated to start making an income. I live in a very seasonal location. So in the off season, my income drops a bunch, and it's always kind of like a panic of what I'm going to do for money. So I was like, I have an opportunity here to make money weekly. So I was just down to do whatever I needed to do. Honestly, that's about it.
So I have a couple things that motivated me. So I'm just going to touch on them really quickly and then go to what motivated me the most. So obviously my why and keeping that super, super strong always is a huge part of it. So I saw this business. I saw girls doing it and they seemed amazing and inspirational. And I honestly didn't think that I had that in me to begin with, but I saw them working hard, and Carly and Leanna kept saying, like, if you work hard, you can do this. And it really is just like, if you have a good work ethic, you're going to succeed, whether it's this month or 6 months from now, like you're going to do it if you don't quit. So and if you're ready to put in the work. So that I was just like, yeah, I can work hard. I don't know if I can lead people or anything like that yet. Like, I've learned a lot about myself doing this and grown so much, but I knew that I could work my ass off. Sorry for that. And then the community is a really big part of it as well. So working hand in hand with these ladies all the time, obviously, is a huge, huge driving force. But I think the main thing that keeps me going all the time is my clients, and the thought, if I was to give up and if I didn't help the person that I'm going to help next month, and she never found her happiness and her confidence, and if she never lost that 20 pounds or never found the strength to be herself, that would just be a complete failure in my life. So I always think, like, who can I help? Like, who am I going to help in the future? And like, what is my work gonna do, and like, how are my ladies gonna help people and create this ripple effect in the world? Like, it's not just about me and my life. Like, it is, there are a lot of things that I want to do with this, of course, but it's really about creating that happiness and confidence for other people.
How do you even follow that? That was so good, Heather. So what motivated me, honestly, is the trips. I was like, I want to go on freaking free trips. Like, I got a kid at home. Like, I don't get to go on fun trips, you know? So it's like, honestly, that was the thing that drew me to it. I'm watching Leanna travel and go on all these trips, and I'm like, I want to do that. Like, why can't I do that? I can do that. So honestly, that was the first thing that drew me to it, where I was like, maybe I can do this coaching thing. I want a free trip. But honestly, my ultimate goal was to be a stay-at-home mom. Like I said, I was working opposite shift of my husband, and I was like, this isn't working. I mean, I was so depressed and working opposite of my husband, never seeing him, parenting alone. I was like, I can't go on like this for a really long time. And when Beachbody literally fell into my lap, it was like, I have an opportunity at hand that I can take and run full force with it and make something out of it, so that way I can be a stay-at-home mom. And I never thought that I would be able to be a stay-at-home mom, because I'm like, I need to find a job where I can work from home, and that's hard to find out there, a job that you can be successful working at home. And knowing that I didn't have all these hours in the day where I could sit at a computer and like take phone calls and like try to watch a kid, I knew that wasn't possible. And Beachbody is possible because I literally work in like 10-minute power pockets throughout the day when my kid's doing whatever the heck he's doing. So it's definitely possible. So now I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom, and it's beautiful. The income's not where I want it to be yet, but it will get there. So I'm not concerned about that. But also too, what drew me to really hit Diamond is the fact that Beachbody impacted my life so much and helped me heal from depression. And I'm thinking of all these women who I can help do that too. I have quite a few girls in my challenge group right now who are moms, who are pregnant, who are suffering from postpartum depression. And seeing that I get to make that impact in their life that was made in my life, it makes me so happy, and it just fuels me. So knowing that I can make an impact on someone else's life that's like the most rewarding job ever. We literally have the most rewarding job ever. Like, I don't know of any job that makes you feel this good, of just being able to help somebody from wherever you're at. You don't have to go to work 9 to 5 to help someone. You get to help them around the clock. And I think that's really what keeps me going, is knowing that 24 hours a day I can work my business and help somebody no matter what time of day it is. So that's it.
Okay, just put that on my story. I was like, yes, keep talking. It's so true though. I always tell people, I'm like, if you're not paying this forward, like, you're being so selfish. Like, if Jamie wouldn't have like given me this opportunity, like, I wouldn't be sitting here. wouldn't be traveling. Kev wouldn't have been able to spend like literally 2 weeks in Michigan with his family. And like, I mean, it's just, yeah, it's crazy. Okay, I'm not going to that. So we're going to move on to the third one, your top tip for making Diamond a reality instead of just a dream.
Okay, I feel like I've answered these questions so like all over the place. I'm gonna like wrap the last question into this question because I don't know if I even like answered that one. So when I was pushing for Diamond, like there were so many things that motivated me. So I just wanted to touch on this like one more time. Like if there's not one big thing that's motivating you to hit Diamond, like find every little reason to hit Diamond. Like as you heard all my girls saying, for Kelsey, it was the trips. Like for Heather, it was that impact. Like it doesn't have to be one thing. If this is what's inevitable in order to be a business and to build a business, hitting Diamond, like you have to find that reason. And if you need 3,000 reasons, like go find the reasons. So I just wanted to touch on that because for me, it was such a scary goal. And everyone kept telling me like, it's not scary. Like you can totally do it. It's inevitable. And so I just kept finding those reasons to give me confidence that like, I gotta do this. I gotta make this happen. So then my top tip for making it like an actual reality instead of just like this dream out there is breaking it down to numbers. And that's like what I always do with my girls on one-on-ones because I am so motivated by numbers. So I will literally like if somebody just hit Emerald, we usually have a one-on-one like every month or so. And then I'll just look and like lay out Diamond for them and say, okay, here's you. Here are your 4 coaches on each leg. And then one of those coaches on each leg has to be Emerald. So how many people is that? Like we just count it. Like let's say they just hit Emerald, so they have 2 people. We'll just be like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then let's say you build both of those Emeralds. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. There you go, like 10 people. Like when you think of it in terms of numbers, I feel like it just simplifies everything. And if you also put on that mindset that you are in charge of your business and like you can go out and make Diamond happen by, you know, signing up a significant other or your mom or your dad and building those 2 Emeralds, then it's even simpler because you're like in control of those Emeralds just as well. So that is my tip. I think he wanted to say something.
Hi, I'm Leanna's husband, Chad. So I've never built a Diamond. She built my Diamond. And it's kind of like what we were talking about at the beginning of this call, that she just finally was like, you know what, I have the ability to build another Diamond, so I'm just going to do that. So my tip, because I have a different perspective, just kind of being on the outside, and me and Leanna talk about coaching every day. She talks about her coaches, her clients, her discount coaches, all of them, and we talk about them and their personalities. And I think the top trait that you need to have in order to hit Diamond is you have to be coachable. If you are not coachable, you need to learn how to be coachable. This is a business built on coaches. And it's not a business that's hard mentally, where you have to go and figure out what path is going to work for you, because it's literally already laid out for you. You have an upline coach and you call him your coach for a reason, right? And so the coach is supposed to coach you. And that's exactly what Carly did for Leanna. That's exactly what Leanna does for all of her coaches. She says, hey, this is what you need to do in order to be an Emerald, in order to be Diamond, in order to be successful. And it's your job to kind of receive that and say, okay, like I know what I need to do. Am I going to do it? Because I mean, we've had so many conversations where she'll sign some coaches up and they'll just kind of run with it and do their own thing. And I know that everybody has their own style of doing things, but from somebody who's done the business of repetition, like Leanna, like Carly, like all you girls, you get it, that this is a job where you just need to be coachable and say, okay, I'm going to take this information that my upline, that my coach has given me, and am I going to do it? And if you just decide to do it, then you guarantee will be successful if you just do the work that's laid in front of you. So that's.
And especially like going from coach to Diamond, like you're new in that period. So there's no reason why you shouldn't take your coach's advice and think that you know how to do it better. And again, like Carly said, it's not like a thing you need to take personally. It's just like learn from the successful, like they're your coach for a reason. So that was a big thing. Like I didn't have a lot of confidence when I started. So learning from Carly, I was just like, okay, she's telling me to do it. I'm going to do it because she's doing it. So like, I want to be like her. So yeah.
Okay, so my biggest tip for hitting diamond, I have a few. One, I would say set a deadline. Give yourself a diamond date and work your ass off until you get there. But also just continue to do the next right thing in your business beyond just the vital behaviors for Beachbody. There are vital behaviors for life, right? So do whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that, as Leanna likes to say, you're filling up your cup so that you can help others. Like if you need to meditate every day or move your body or clean your house or read a book or hopefully all of those things, make sure that you are doing those things every single day. And that comes with learning how to set boundaries with yourself and the people in your life, being communicative with the people in your life. Because I feel like a lot of the times when you work from home, people think you're not actually working and think that they can like come over and do things and that you have all this time in the world. But like for me, like being with my partner, my boyfriend, I had to tell him like, these are the hours that I'm working, you know, like we need to make sure that like I'm not interrupted. This is the time where I'm going to be doing Beachbody things. And really just being smart about your time. I have a planner. We sit down every Sunday night and we kind of review our week together. So we both are on the same page with how the week is going to be laid out. And really, I was going to say one other thing. I don't know. I just lost it, but, just knowing what you're going to do with your time. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Like if I find myself ever just sitting down, I'm like, what can I do next? Like, I'm not going to turn on the TV. I'm not just going to like do nothing. Take advantage of the time that you have, whether it's 10 minutes or an hour. And if you have 10 minutes, read 10 pages from your personal development book. The books are huge. There's so many that are recommended through the Beachbody lineage, The Slight Edge, 10X Rule, Fail Forward, Compound Effect. Like if you're not reading something at all times, that's a problem. Make sure that you're always working on your own personal development, spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, because it's just going to make you a better coach at the end of the day.
Righty, so I always do tell my clients and my coaches that taking care of yourself is the number one priority. So kind of piggybacking off what Alex said, like, yes, that is so, so important and definitely your number one focus. Like you need to be throwing yourself full force into a nutrition program and into one of the programs, the workout programs, and doing it and finding a love for it and a love for yourself. So that is the first thing. I'm not so good though myself at taking it slow and not working constantly. I love to work. I love to do everything that I can with my time. So I tend to get run down, but that's something that I'm working on. We're always growing and we're always progressing, right? But my things, the top tips to make diamond are, I have late nights, I have early mornings. I don't make any excuses for myself. I start work at 6, I wake up at 4 so I can put 2 hours of work in before that. It's a business. Like I understand that. I'm not going to let my business go under or go to the side because I have a busy work week. You know, like my girls are so, so important to me, and it doesn't matter what I'm doing in my life. They're always going to be priority number one. And if I'm a little bit tired, like today I did take a nap, which was kind of hard for me, but I knew 1 hour nap and then I could get in full force and go like balls to the wall, getting a ton of work done and helping a ton of people, right? So you have to treat this like a business. You have to put the work in if you want it to pay you like a business, right? We learn from the best coaches in the network, like Jamie, Carly, Leanna. Like there's so many incredible coaches that give us resources, that pour their time and their knowledge into us, like these calls all the time. There are so many weekly calls. It's just insane. There is so many resources for us out there. So if you aren't good at something, you can definitely find like a way around it. You can learn. So just taking all of that in, taking all of the resources for everything that they are, and not being afraid to put the work in and not make excuses for yourself.
So good. I'm going to try to do something different than everyone else because I don't want it to be like the same things over and over again. So honestly, my top tip would be believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, other people aren't going to believe in you. And if anything, I have learned that from the get-go, that if I am in a bad mood, everyone else sees it, everyone else knows it, and that's going to flood into my business. So it's like, I need to get my mindset right. Like Alex was saying with PD, like you need to dive into your PD, whatever that is, whether you're reading like an actual personal development, whether you're reading the Bible, whatever it is that you need to get your mind in the right spot, whether that's meditation or yoga, do it. And I noticed that like today I've had an awful day. This is a crap day. I even said before the team call, I'm like, I'm just in an awful mood. Like I'm in a bad spot. I don't even want to do this team call. And it's because I haven't done anything today for myself. Like I haven't dove into my personal development. I haven't done my devotional. And I knew that that was my fault. And so if you're finding yourself where you're like, I'm in this crap mindset, like I can't do it, I don't believe in myself, it's because you're not doing something to believe in yourself. Like you need to put in the work to change your mindset. You're not just going to wake up in the morning and be like, oh, I feel great. I'm motivated. I have this great mindset. I'm going to go out there and just slay it. And I'm going to sign up 50 people and I'm going to build a business. It doesn't work that way. You're going to wake up every single day and be like, crap, I have to put in work because it takes work. So if you don't want to put in work, then don't be a coach. Like literally tell girls that from the get-go. I'm like, if you don't want to put in work, then you do not want to be a coach, because I'm not going to try to coach people that aren't coachable. So if you want to become a diamond coach, do something for yourself. Believe in yourself. Whatever it is you have to do to get there with your mindset, do it. And my next thing would be stick it out no matter what. Like you're going to have crappy months. There's going to be months where hitting Success Club is literally the hardest thing in the world. And it's like pulling teeth to get there. You may have to talk to 10, 100 people. I don't know. You may have to talk to 1,000 people. You may have to talk to 5 people to hit Success Club. Every month is so different. Last month it was like, oh, everyone I invited was like, yeah, like I want to sign up. This month it's like I've sent 200 emails and I'm not getting a reply from anybody. So every month it's just finding what works for you and realizing that it's not going to be the same from month to month, but sticking it out. So it's like, yeah, things suck. Like I've wanted so many times, like I've thought like, oh, is this even right for me? Am I even fit to be a coach? Like, can I even do this? And that goes back to the mindset factor. What am I doing to keep my mindset in check? Am I actually diving into personal development? Am I reading my Bible? Am I doing the things that fuel me? And usually the answer is no. So it all goes back to that mindset. So if you are struggling in your business right now and you're like, there's no way I can hit diamond, there's no way I can hit emerald, wherever you're at, stick it out. It literally takes time. Like you cannot make this happen overnight. And if someone does, then they're like a 1 in a million chance, because this does not happen overnight. And it does take some people longer than others. So even if you see, oh my gosh, like someone hit diamond in 3 weeks, why is it taking me a year to hit diamond? Some people do just have that ability where they have the right people around them that are willing and ready to sign up. Not everyone has this beautiful warm market. I know I didn't when I signed up. None of my warm market was on board. I am just now getting people from my warm market on board, and I've been coaching almost a year. So if that tells you anything, people need to believe in what you're doing. So stick it out. Don't just give up because you got a bunch of no's your first month and you didn't hit Success Club or you haven't hit Emerald yet. You've got to keep pushing, even if it takes you 10 times longer than the coach that you've been following on Instagram, because your life is different than theirs and things are not going to happen at the same pace. So just take it, the pace that it comes to you, work your butt off, and I promise it will happen in time. Just don't let the time factor get to you. Like Alex said, set a deadline, but the deadline's not going to be the same for every single person. So just stick it out, wait it out, make it happen, and it will happen.
Love that. Yeah, we totally live in a microwave mentality society with everything that's around us. We like want immediate gratification. It's like, if this is a real life business and if this is really going to work, it should take a while for it to build, and it should take a lot of effort for you to put in if this is an actual sustainable real life business. So if it's hard, buckle up and get excited, because that means that this is real, right? Okay, the last question, and then I'm going to kind of hand it over to Leanna and Chad together, and they can just kind of talk about their leadership strategies and kind of what they've learned the first half of this year. But I wanted you guys to all answer this question. So how did the power of doing this as a team motivate you, and why was that important? I definitely see Team Wholehearted, like there's a lot of camaraderie. You guys are obviously like really good friends. You guys know each other. Why was it important for like you to hit diamond, but also like why was it important for like the team, or what about the team atmosphere motivated you guys?
So when I first started coaching, it was all like Carly always talked about Team Rich Rise, and she still does, as like it's our team. Like we are a 10-star diamond team. We are pushing for this goal. And I loved like knowing that when I hit diamond, it helped her hit 1-star or whatever goal she was aiming for. And so I kind of spoke that truth into my coaches too, because that is the reality. If you don't have a coach who's willing to step up and do the work alongside of you, you're never going to hit 2-star or 1-star or whatever your goal is. So I knew that I needed to transfer that like team vibe, I guess, and speak to everybody else, because it's true. Like you cannot do this on your own. And I think something really huge happened when I just hit 1-star. I built Chad's I built his diamond, and it was a really like slow struggle just because I was bringing in all these new girls and thinking like so many of them would want to pursue the business alongside of me. And so many of them kept telling me they did, and then they wouldn't. And so I just kept moving forward, and I built his diamond to kind of like show the rest of the team like how simple this is. Like, hey, I'm gonna go build another diamond if you guys are all complaining about it. But what really set everything apart was, and like when we pushed until now where we're at with 4-star, was all of those girls like signed up kind of around the same time. I think Kelsey was a few months or maybe like just a month or two ahead of Alex, and then Heather signed up in November. But like they all wanted to work the business, and they were all serious about putting in the work. And so like I just think it's like a special thing that happens when you have all of those 3 components together, like the right people at that same time. And so like my biggest tip, I guess, with that is like all that you can be in control of is that vibe you're giving out to your team at all times, and how many people you're bringing on board per month, and how many people you're recruiting per month. So like control those things that you can be in control of. And if you're doing those vital behaviors over and over, recruiting people and like 10xing your numbers, you're going to find those people who want to build alongside you faster. But yeah, you definitely have to create that team atmosphere with your talk, and like not only just say like, yeah, we're gonna hit a lead as a team, but like believe it in your soul, because like it is true. And once I started speaking like that and sharing like that with my girls, they probably felt, I'm sure, that they played a huge part in that, because they really do. And I know now like we would not be here without them, and I'm so grateful for that, because this business would be totally different if it wasn't about that teamwork and camaraderie. So if you're ignoring that, like you're missing out on such a huge component of coaching and the Beachbody world. Like that's what you can share on social media and like use to bring people in. So yeah, I guess that's all I got.
That's good. I'll say something later.
Oh.
Okay, so for me, the whole team atmosphere is huge. I feel like it was such a motivator in reaching diamond, because we have so many group thread chats going on all the time, and little push pods, and it was just like so helpful. You know, if I had a question in the middle of the day, somebody was there to help me. We really like work together and share all of our resources, and just give each other everything we can to help build our businesses. And it was huge. And it's interesting listening to Leanna share, because I feel like when I was pushing for diamond, I don't even think I realized I was helping Leanna hit 2-star until we were like, oh, we're in 6-week quals now. But it's so cool. And like you're building a team in your challenge groups, that camaraderie, that spirit, that connection that you have. It's like it's so embedded in all different areas of Beachbody as a company, as a business, as team, everything. And it's what makes it thrive. And it's just so helpful. And now, you know, onboarding Kelsey and Heather, and we're doing 4-star with Chad. It's like it's so cool, and it's bringing us closer together. Like these friendships that we've built, I feel like I'm closer with these girls than most of the women in my life. And I don't know, I just think it's so dope, virtual like businesses and everything, because I'm sorry, but like you're not going to find all of your best friends in your town, you know. And the fact that we can connect with so many people all over the world is amazing. And then it's like it ties into everything. Like Kelsey was motivated by the trips, I was too. And like there was a diamond, we have a diamond trip coming up. So it's like, there's just so many parts of like the teamwork that bring it all home. And, you know, it's like we're building Team Wholehearted, and then eventually we're all building our own individual teams, which is just so cool. And yeah, trips on trips on trips back to back. It's so true. It's like my summer, I've never like left my town during the summer because it's peak season. It's when I can make money. And like I'm traveling for the next 2 weeks when I leave on Wednesday, and it's like so exciting to me. So I think the team aspect is huge, and especially like it can be a little overwhelming in the beginning, I think, with all the messages and stuff, but it's like you got to look at it for what it is, and it's like it's help, it's resources, it's stuff that you can access at any time. Turn your notifications off, check it only at a certain time of day if that's what you need to do, but like know that it's there to help push your business forward.
Yes, so good. So yeah, the community is just so freaking amazing with this, and I love you girls so much. And it's been so amazing, like building myself and like my confidence alongside you guys, and having your belief in me really fuel that belief in myself as well. It's just so freaking amazing, and I'm so excited to like meet all of you guys in person. It's gonna be insane. I'm traveling every 2 weeks this summer, like crazy, especially with like a full-time job and full-time coaching, but it's going to be freaking unbelievable, right? Like we've worked hard for this. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for that. Leanna, as our fearless leader, when I was pushing for Diamond, I definitely felt like I was being a part of something bigger. She was always, and even when I started to, I wanted to talk about this. So when I first signed up as a coach, she was like, okay, so when are you hitting Emerald? Like when are you doing this? And it wasn't like pushy or like, you have to do this to help me. It was like, I believe in you. You're going to hit it. Like, when is it going to be, you know? And she was always doing that. And then as soon as I hit Emerald, it was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you, but when's Diamond, you know? Like, and she was always instilling that belief in me, and I'm sure all of the other girls, and always looking forward into the future and thinking like what's like celebrating us then, but also what's next and what's next. So yeah. And then I saw Alex hit Diamond, and I was so close, and Kelsey hit Diamond. I was like, oh my God, like I need to do this for us. Like we have to be 4-star calls. So it is a huge sense of community, and just like helping like my best friends, you know, like I've met these ladies. I haven't even met them like in person yet. And it's just so, so beautiful that I can have these people that mean so much to my life and have made such a huge impact in my life. And now I have coaches underneath me who are like we're all like the exact copies of Leanna, right? Like we all have so much in common and everything. And the girls that I have are like becoming my best friends and stuff too. And it's just such a beautiful thing to see the growth in this, and to see the relationships that we're making, not only with our clients, but our coaches, and how we can change their lives and how they change our lives. And all of it is just really like the whole community aspect of it just absolutely blows my mind, and just like gets me through so much in my life, like gets me on the mat, gets me working out, gets me in a better headspace, gets me working my butt off, like just giving me such a drive for life, and to keep pushing forward in every aspect of my life, I guess.
So my why the team works for me is so different from everyone else. Honestly, I am so competitive, like insanely competitive. So when Leanna was like, hey, are you going to be a Diamond? And I was like, what's Diamond? Like, there's a rank I need to hit. And I'm like, I'm freaking doing it. Like, I'm going to be the first one on our team to hit Diamond. And I wasn't the first one. And I was really pissed about it. I was like, Alex! I love her. I love you, Alex, so much. But honestly, I was like, no, I'm freaking hitting Diamond. And I hit Diamond like 2 weeks after Alex did, and was like, but it pushed me. Like, if I didn't have like these girls on the team, it wouldn't have pushed me to hit Diamond as fast as I did. I was like, yeah, I want to be the first one to hit Diamond. But then when Alex hit it, I was like, oh no, now I have to hit it. And like, it just pushed me. And like, I don't know. I love healthy competition, and I feel like that's what our groups always are. Like, we're always pushing each other, and that's what's beautiful about it, is we can only push ourselves so far, and it gets really hard at a point in time where you can no longer push yourself any further than you're already pushing yourself. You need someone outside to push you even further, and that's what this group of girls does. It's like we have these chats going all the time, like you guys were saying, and seeing these girls show up every day, the camaraderie is beautiful. And knowing that it's like, no matter what time of day it is, if you have a question, you post it in the chat, and knowing that it takes a burden off of Leanna, because now being a Diamond coach, I realize how stressful it is. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. There's a lot to keep up with. There's a lot to keep organized with. And like in the beginning, I'd be like, why isn't Leanna answering me? Like, I want her to be like available 24/7 to me. And now I'm realizing like, oh my gosh, like she's so busy. She doesn't have that time to be available 24/7 to us. But that's the beauty of having a team, and especially a big team, is there are so many women who are available 24/7 to answer you when Leanna can't. So we pick up where Leanna can't. She can't do everything. She can't be in 100 places at once. But there are so many of us that we can pick up where she can't. And that's what I love so much about this team, is like she's teaching us to be leaders, because she's like, I think that maybe sometimes, Leanna, you step back and you're just like, I'm just going to see if any of my girls answer these girls. Like, but like, that's what brought me to be a good leader, because I'm like helping train these other girls in our group when they're asking questions. And I'm like, oh my God, I do know my stuff. You know, like I didn't believe in myself or think I really knew a lot. But being in these group messages and stuff, it was like, wow, Leanna's actually pushing us to be a leader, because she's making us step up and fill in the gaps where she can't. And I think that's so great, is that we have this team where we can all just help each other. And I remember it was a couple weeks ago, I thought that I was going to lose my diamond, and I was so heartbroken, and I'm like crying about it. And I wasn't crying because I was going to lose diamond. I even told Leanna, like I told the group this, I was like, it doesn't even matter. Like, I don't care about myself losing diamond. I didn't want to let Leanna down. I was like, I can't let her down. Like, she's been such an amazing leader. I can't break her heart. Like, I can't let her down. I can't ruin quals, because if we lose 4-star quals, that's my fault. Not like I could not handle the weight of like our team being ruined because of me. And I know it's so silly, but that's what pushes me to keep my business going even more, is knowing that I'm not just letting myself down, I'm letting a whole team of girls down. And I know Leanna wouldn't kill me if I like lost my diamond, but I didn't want to lose it for her. I was like, I can't lose it, because I need to do this for her. And if you don't have a coach that you like love and you connect with that much, you're probably not going to want to help them out. So having a coach that's awesome, that you connect with so much, is going to make you work even harder, because you're like, I don't want to let them down. I don't want to let my team down. I love these girls. They're my best friends. And if I didn't have that team aspect to it, I probably wouldn't be a diamond coach. I would be like, oh, I'm going to hit it. But knowing that I have all these girls where it's like, now I have to keep my diamond, because now we're a 4-star diamond team, and then we're going to be a 5-star diamond team, and then we're going to be a 10-star diamond team, and I can't be the one that makes us lose that, you know? So it pushes me to be extra competitive, and I love that. So if you're competitive like me, it's fun when you've got other people hitting diamond when you want to be the first one to do it. So yeah, I love that aspect of a team. So.
Oh my gosh, all the feels. I love that so much. And that's like, I just feel like that's so cool. And like, you've instilled like that ownership in your own coaches, because it's so easy to be like, well, like I'm not diamond because one of my emerald coaches isn't diamond. And it's like, okay, like this is your business. What are you gonna do? Just like sit around and wait for people to like run your business for you? Like that's not how this works. Like that's not how you're gonna like build a successful business, is like waiting for other people. And you've instilled that, and they will instill that in their own coaches. And I'm just excited to hear. So I'm going to kind of open it up to Leanna and Chad if you guys want to share together, or we can hear more from Chad, because like that one thing that you said was like amazing. I was like, can you say that again? Because I need to get it out my stories. But I think it's just so cool. And that like, I mean, exactly what Kelsey was talking about. I mean, Leanna's gone through 4 different 6-week qualification periods in 2019 alone. And there's only been 6 months of 2019 so far. So she's basically been in qualifications for the past like 3 to 4 months in a row. And guys, like I've had plenty of coaches fall in and out of qualifications. Diamonds fall in and out of quals. And Leanna, like she sets the standard for her freaking team. She's like, we're not going to freaking fall out. And I just think it's so cool how you've instilled that leadership, not out of fear, not out of like, you know, I'm going to like disown you as a friend, but out of like genuine, authentic friendships and that team culture. And I just think that that's so cool. So Leanna and Chad, do you want to give us some of your last scene like thoughts?
Wow.
Chad
This is like my first like team call to be part of like what Leanna's created. And I'm like, still blown away. I'm like, holy cow, I can't believe she did this. But at the same time, I totally can. I remember when I think 6 months before our wedding, so this is about 2 years ago, Leanna was like, yeah, I'm doing this coaching, you know, fitness thing. I'm working out. And when Leanna and I first met in college, we were that couple who would go out to Steak and Shake at like midnight, and we would get all the burgers, fries, and shakes. So she
Are they
starts,
called 5x5s?
yeah, something like that. So she starts working out, and I'm like, okay, like that's her thing. That's totally cool. Well, we get married, and she made me work out with her a few times, and I was like, this is just the worst thing. I hate this. Like, I hate sweating. I hate working out. It took me a long time to like really come on board, but I learned through marriage is that her values have to somewhat become my values as well. And based around the whole team aspect, I think what's super important, this is for people on this team call who are in a dating relationship, a spouse, whatever, but I feel like the team aspect first starts in the home, and that like you have to be on the same team with your significant other. You have to be. If if the whole world is for you and supporting you, and your team of girls is supporting you, but your significant other is not, then it makes it almost impossible to do this business. And just the same, the opposite. If the whole world is against you, but your significant other is for you and supports you, you feel like you can conquer anything. And so I just want to say that if like the most important thing I think is the team starts in the home. And if you're dating someone, if you have a boyfriend in the house or whatever, or a husband, and he doesn't quite know what you do, I would strongly encourage you to sit down with him and just explain what you do. Because being a guy, we have a lot of pride. We have strong egos, and a lot of times we don't like to ask, like, what is this? And like, I wanted to support Leanna, but I didn't quite know what I was supporting until we like actually started to talk about, oh, this is what you do. And then I can give input because I actually know what she's doing. I'm not just like throwing spaghetti at a wall and don't really know how to give feedback
And
to her.
Summit, like he didn't really, I remember like driving home from Summit last year, wasn't it? Your first year?
Yeah.
And he was like, I think I finally understand what you do and like why you love it so much, because he like literally felt the community in person. He learned from all the trainings. Like he came with me to all the sessions, and your guy or girl, like they don't have to do that, but like them just being there to at least try to learn what you're doing, I feel like is a big part of things.
And for you girls who are discouraged that your significant other might not be as supportive as you want them to be, us guys, we are watching you. We are watching you read your personal development. We are watching you like work out and better yourselves. And I promise you that we want that for ourselves as well. But again, guys have a little bit of pride. It's where we don't want to ask. And so I remember it took me a year to start working out with Leanna. And when I did, like it finally started to become my own thing. And I started to find programs that I liked, where it wasn't just leg squats. I was like, yay, there's like lifting programs on here, and it's not just cardio. Like then I really started to find programs I loved. And then I'm like, wow, I kind of feel sexy working out. I get why you like this whole thing. So like it does take some time. But just know that like, when we see you guys developing yourselves, like we want that for ourselves too, and we might just be too afraid to ask. And so I would encourage you to start those conversations if you haven't yet. Just start talking to them and start just including them in what you're doing. And that's what Leanna did. There came a point in her business. So this is kind of like into what I do with her, is Leanna is such a relational person, and she is so relational that she can forget about the logistical side of things of the business. And I love numbers. I love geeky things and just kind of like, ooh, like placements and stuff like that. And so, and the more I learned about the business and she showed me the back office and stuff, I really found my niche, I guess. Is that the right word? And I was like, oh, like this is totally what I can do. Like I cannot invite somebody to a program to save my life. Like she wanted to sign up my uncle once, and she was like, can you talk to your uncle? And I like wanted to crawl in a hole and die. I was like, I can't do that. I had
to like follow up with him like 4 times. I was like, you still didn't talk to him. Just give me his number.
So that's not my forte, but like when I looked into the back office and the orders and stuff, I realized, okay, like if this is something that I can take on, this will free, throughout the whole week, an hour or 2 of Leanna's time so that she can go send more follow-ups and more reach outs, more invites, and do the things that she loves to do. If I can take up the things that kind of take up her time and that kind of suck her soul, then I can do those things and she can do the things that feed her soul. So that's kind of my role, I guess, in the business. And then really just to be an ear for her to talk. If she's frustrated or if she's excited, she is an internal processor, but also a verbal processor. So, yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Wrap it up,
Go for it.
Chad.
Go for it.
Yeah, so I think I just wanted to talk about like really stepping into that role of being a leader. Like obviously it was super helpful to have Chad, like as he was kind of growing and learning how much his support mattered to me, and also just like being a soundboard during quals and during pushing for these ranks, because it is not like easy. It is not a walk in the park. It's totally doable. Like Carly was saying, you can crush quals. Like you can walk into it, you know, with your girls and your team and make it an us thing, and you can hit qual or like start your quals and go through it like seamlessly. Like that's totally possible, but it takes so much communication, like not only with your partner, but like with your team too. I think that was a really big thing, is like, if my girls and I weren't communicating literally all day, every day, we wouldn't have made it through quals, because we probably would have missed something. So that's a huge, huge thing. Like know that when you're becoming a leader and when you're stepping into that role, I actually listened to a TED Talk on this just yesterday, and he said leaders don't know what they're getting themselves into. They think that they're kind of stepping into a manager role and that they just get to manage people, but leadership is probably like even harder than you would think or than you would expect as a manager, because you're not just like managing people. I wrote this down yesterday. You're really becoming like a friend that's unafraid to tell somebody that they deserve better and that they could work harder. And it's like diving deeper into a relationship with that person. Like I always think of, I don't know if it was Rachel Hollis who said this, but like you're becoming the best friend to your people on your team and saying, or being unafraid to tell them like they have kill in their teeth right now. And that's like what we do as coaches, right? With our challengers, like we're telling them, you haven't gotten your workout in 5 days. Like what's going on? And it's not like, you know, you're terrible, like you haven't gotten your workout in. It's coming from an empathetic place of like, I've been there with my health journey and I've struggled. I've been there with my business and have not been hitting my goals. So come from a place of like empathy of like, I've totally been there and I know how much it sucks to be there. So like, let's get you out of this and like get you on to the next step and figuring out the solution to your problem or wherever you're stuck. So I would say just be prepared and be willing to like go deeper with people, like create more community, like create more time to communicate with people and be ready to be like super empathetic, because it's not about you anymore. Like the second you take on a leadership role, it's less about you and more about the team and more about the community as a whole. So yeah. And the last thing really, like, if you guys have not read Keith Callahan's book, Built to Last, that was massive for me and just like a mindset shift and giving me a lot of patience for when my leaders weren't popping out of the woodwork and I couldn't find them or I couldn't seem to find them. It totally helps you shift that perspective and create a lot of patience when finding and looking for your leaders. And he talks about finding leaders that not only follow you and will do what you say and be coachable, but leaders that are willing to step up and lead their own teams. And exactly like Kelsey was saying earlier, that is the biggest dream of mine as a coach and as a leader, is to find girls that are going to do this right alongside me and step up, and like maybe they'll even succeed me someday. Like I don't really even care. My goal is to like help them become leaders themselves, and that's really when you're stepping into the leadership role, helping them not need you. And then eventually you're building a business to the point where you could go away for a week if you really needed to or wanted to, and your team wouldn't crumble. Like your leaders would be taking care of the team as a whole. And I don't think we could even get to where we are today if my leaders weren't doing that. Like I, just went to Michigan for a week to visit my family for the 4th of July, and it was absolute madness, and I was not expecting so many people to be there, and I'm an introvert, so I was so burnt out. But I just like log onto my team pages, into my challenge groups, into like everything where my girls are, and I'm like, I could not do this without them. Like they're just so, like, even if they're not doing anything in the challenge group, it's just their presence and their ability to want to do this alongside me that like keeps me going. So hopefully that helps you guys. Definitely go buy that book by Keith Callahan. It's called Built to Last. Such a game changer. I've already read it twice this year. So yeah, I think that's all I got.
Amazing. And I just want to follow that up with like, I feel like that last part that you said, it's like you want your people to like being successful with or without you. And so like your coaching style and your presence that you share on social media and the way like you hold your posture is is like who you're going to attract, right? So if you're lazy or you're not hitting Success Club or you're all over the board and like unmotivated or whatever, it's like you're gonna attract lazy, unmotivated people. So like stand up and be that leader. You know, Leanna's attracted these amazing coaches because she's decided to step into an amazing leadership role and own her shit, right? So that's why these people have come to her and been attracted to her. So remember that like you really are setting that resume for your team. And I think, you know, showing Team Wholehearted here and like their leaders, it's like Leanna has created an amazing resume. So way to freaking go. Does anybody have any specific questions for Leanna or any of her coaches who just spoke? I know we're going on an hour, but this is literally my favorite call. Don't worry, I have the entire thing recorded so we can all rewatch it. But does anybody have anything specific that they want to ask Leanna? Or Alex, Kelsey, Heather?
Ooh, I have a question. I'm gonna unmute myself. So, hey, Leanna, where are you? I lost your face. Oh, there you are. Hey, girl. For Built to Last, I just read that twice. It is so good. But what do you think was like the biggest thing you took from that book that you implemented and saw the biggest change from?
Oh, did you unmute me?
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, thought I wasn't muted. I think there were two things, but I think the biggest thing that like actually I took action with and changed in my business. Oh gosh, did I just lose it? I know the first one was like the metaphor with the diamonds, and you like go into a room and you lift up hats, and it's like you never know when you're going to find your leaders. So the patience part was really huge. But the second thing that was just massive, I think more of a mindset shift, but out of my mindset, I like worked from that place of realizing again that like leadership is not about me. It's not like, it's not that when you become a leader, suddenly you're like the person on the stage. Like, no, you've always been the person on the stage, like building this team. But now when you're a leader, like your goal is to find other leaders that want to be on that stage with you and like lead their own teams. So I guess it kind of like took the pressure off me, because at first I was building from this place of like, it's all on my shoulders, and like the weight of the world is on my shoulders. And if I lose one diamond, or if I lose one emerald, or if I like break or, you know, mess up in any area, I'm screwed. Whereas it's like that mindset of building leaders so that you can build a network and a team of people who aren't going to crumble without you. It's like, oh, this is an us thing. Like it's not all on my shoulders. Like, and that's really like laying down your pride. For me, I think that was hard, because a lot of like my own personal story is that, you know, I'm going to be abandoned. And so I put up walls and like try to just do everything on my own. And really like I started diving into therapy, and we're getting like marriage counseling. And I think that was really helpful too, as well from the book. He talks about it a lot, but it's just like realizing like this is not about you. Like this is everybody as a whole, and you have to be vulnerable with those people and like be willing to let them know and to let go and like let them do their thing, like become leaders themselves, I think. Sorry, hopefully that answers it.
No, that was so good. And I really quick, I want to share the analogy he shares in the book about the cup, because that was so mind-blowing. So in the book, he shares this analogy that when you start your business, everybody thinks they have to find all these people. And he's like, really? You just need 5 leaders. If you have 5 leaders, then you can build a massive organization and make a shit ton of money. And if I look at Jamie's organization, like that really is it. There's like 5 top dogs, you know? I mean, she has a lot of leaders, but 5 people that make a bulk of her income. So he's like, just imagine you go in a gymnasium full of cups, and they're all like red Solo cups, right? And under cups, there's 500 cups all over the floor, but 5 of them have diamonds under them. And the thing is, you're flipping all the cups over, but you don't know what ones have the diamond. So it could be the first 5 that you flip, or it could be the very last 5 that you flip. But you're not, like, you have to think of it that way. You're not going to stop flipping cups just because you didn't find your leaders or your diamonds in those first 5 cups. You're going to keep flipping till you get through all 500, because it could be the last ones. And that's where people lose patience and perspective. So I just love that analogy. And I was like, just 5 people. Like, that takes so much pressure off when you're like, I don't have to go find 100 women. I just need 5 women who want to do this the way I want to do this. Anyway, and rant.
Yeah, that book is amazing. He recommends you actually read it like every single quarter. So I read it second quarter, now it's the third quarter. So I think I got to read it again. Anybody else have questions?
I just have something I want to add, if that's okay.
Sure.
Going back to like community, I finished reading The Slight Edge kind of recently, and one of the things he referenced in that book about community, which I thought was interesting, he kept bringing up Alcoholics Anonymous, and a lot of you guys know that I'm sober, and he was saying that Alcoholics Anonymous is successful because it's not only giving you an outline of like how to handle sobriety, but it marries it with community. And he was emphasizing how important community is, and like beyond sobriety, people are craving connection in the world, like in every aspect. People just want to feel heard, feel loved, feel connected. And for me, I started doing Beachbody challenges like 4 years ago before I went into AA, and I was so isolated and like alone in my life that the groups that I found online were amazing, and I like fell in love with that community aspect. Then I went to AA, but like just talking about how everybody wants love and to feel a part of something. So it's like so important to emphasize that to your people, because whether you're in sobriety or going through postpartum or leaving a job or whatever it is, it's like people just want to feel connected to something. And not only are we inviting them into a community, but we're inviting them into a community that is built on like healing and helping yourself and becoming your best self and helping other people do the same. So that's all I wanted to add.
Yes, if you ever get like obsessed about like Shakeology or the supplements or the workouts, like guys, at the end of the day, it's not about the freaking workouts. It's about this, right? Because this gets you to show up if you have a shitty day, if you have a good day, you know, if your world's falling apart, like this is what people are craving. And that's why I always preach, like, even like what Chad said is like the team starts in the home. Like Carl Deichler, the CEO and founder of Beachbody, always, his major goal was he wanted health to start in the home. Health in the home. Like that's why Beachbody On Demand is the way it is. And that's why they push at home workouts, is because they want people to lead a healthy lifestyle from the home. So kids can grow up seeing a healthy lifestyle being lived out. So a community can be built from a family and, you know, from people like this. So I love that, Alex. Thanks for sharing. Anybody else have any questions? Can we just talk all night? People are like, no. Okay. Well, I'll see Cassie and I will see so many of you guys in Indianapolis in just like 3 days. Holy crap. So excited to meet up and meet some of you guys for the first time ever. And thank you guys so much for being on this call. We'll get the recordings up in the team pages within the next 24 hours. But thank you, Team Wholehearted and Leanna and Chad. You guys crushed it.